average, we have approximately 9 years of data for each enrollee. And so that's a great amount of timelines and a great amount of organized data for each enrollee. But it's also a great amount of like structured data that can be, that will be ultimately used and analyzed to conduct and understand the needs of patient groups once we have enough data that can be used to publish the findings. So currently, 44% of the enrollees have LCHAT, 29% have VLCAD, and 15% 62, and 12% TFP. We don't have CBC1s or CACT yet. So right now we're still collecting some more data, and then soon there will be eventually publication in which we will be sharing relevant data, and we will obviously share data with all the enrollees that sign up for the study. So, as I was saying before, these studies are not, alternative to each other. They're different. So there's two different ways to contribute to research. The DMPs are more like prospective outcome studies. So there's assessment included in the in-clinic visit. There's no assessment included in the online visit. They have a small retrospective component because we collect the 18 months previous records for the in-clinic study, but they're mostly prospective studies. Whereas the Odyssey study is mostly a retrospective data collection with a small 12 months prospective data. And though there's no limit of the possibility of it being prospective if that's so desired afterwards. So they're not mutually exclusive, and they have different abilities to contribute to research and to natural history, to contribute to data of the natural history of LCA-FAOD in different ways. So if there is a desire to be informed about LCA-FAOD, DMPs, and Odyssey, you can stay in touch with your own metabolic geneticist, or you can visit our ultragenyx.com website and stop at our table outside to ask more questions.
Thank you, Laura. We appreciate that. Anyone, just very quickly, we'll take just a couple of questions.
Hello, my name is MJ, and I have a LCHAT child. A couple of questions. Does the online study, how does it kind of differ than the on-site? I mean, obviously, one's online and one's on-site, but I mean, are you learning anything different, or?
Yeah, the online study is asking more like impact on lifestyle questionnaires, on like impact on schooling, on your like daily activities, on like
so more in depth.
Nutrition, more in depth, like on patient experience and family experience, and nutrition, and how it impacts, especially home intervention. Whereas the in-clinic TMP is more of like an observation, kind of like a more traditional kind of approach of like assessing the in-clinic events.
Okay, next question is, we interchange C7, triheptanoate, and Dojolvi. Has, like I've got a word, the recipe changed at all over the years?
I'm sorry,
Did you hear? Can you hear me?
I couldn't hear you, sorry.
So we use the words C7, triheptanoate, and Dojolvi. Has the recipe, for lack of a better word, changed?
No, it's just different words, but it's the same compound.
Okay, who was responsible for naming it Dojolvi? Did you talk to me?
Don't ask me, it was not me. Sorry, I asked the same question.
I know, but you'll have to bribe me.
Please, I want to know that too.
Hi, I'm Becky, and I have 2 teenagers with CBT2, and do you have an estimate of how much time you anticipate this to take to give the information for each of the studies?
So it depends on which study. For the DNP, we're going to be having different data cuts. So every 2 years, we're planning to have like a data cut, and we're going to have some data published. So there's going to be specific outcomes that are going to be published for the in-clinic DNP. For the online DNP, the data will be shared in more of like an iterative like format for the participants.
As participants, how much time would you anticipate it to take us to contribute on a daily, weekly basis?
Yeah, so for the in-clinic PMP, the visits are going to be every 6 months in the first year, and then every year. In the online DMP, it's entirely up to you. You can commit to whatever you want. There is no mandatory surveys. So and also for the verified platform, you can, for the in-clinic DMP, we asked to log the 3 days of nutrition prior to each visit, which is typically what is usually done anyway. But for the, but you can log it as many days as you want. If you like it, you can use it even every day. There's no limit. For the online DMP, you can use it just whenever you want as well. So the online DMP is really like participant-driven more than, mandatory anything.
Hi, Christy Abrams. I just wanted to say that my kids are in the in-person DMP, so if anybody here has any questions, you can ask me. We're going to Tampa. It'll be our second visit, but we're going next week. So if anybody has any questions specifically about the in-person DMP, you can talk to me on here.
I just wanted to add, there's also some phone visits sometimes. So if you get sick, for example, there might be some phone extra visits just to be monitoring, but that's different.
Sharika Rogers, the Cat parent. Question about the Rarefy platform that you talked about. Can that platform also be used as like a nutrition calculator, or is it just for entry?
Like to calculate calories and...
Well, because you said like it breaks down all of this other nutritional information. If I wanted to know if I'm out, I'm like, oh, here's a chicken breast.
Yeah.
Like can it be used for that as well, or is it just for entry?
Yeah. You can log in whatever food you want, and it's going to calculate all the nutritional breakdown.
Thank you so much, Laura.
No problem.